Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Jadis Joe here once again. Today we have another interview. I did an interview earlier this week of Andy, but unfortunately that video got ruined by him and the studio audience that we had. But today, very special guest, we got Mr. KC. You've seen him before in some of my videos. We played, Magica 2 together.
I like that one.
We played Hell Divers together and some other miscellaneous games together and all that other fun stuff. So, first question. Are you going to ask me something or am I going to ask you something?
Oh, I didn't bring out a question list.
You don't need a question list.
What's your favorite game?
Ooh. Damn. You watched my videos before. That's usually the first question I ask people. You know, you're my friend and you haven't watched my videos? Screw you. Let's see.
Click on the ads.
The man knows.
I feel really short right now because
sit up straight.
I am sitting up straight.
Well,
This chair's just lower.
Raise your chair up higher. He's really taller than me and it bugs him when I'm taller than him.
No.
But, favorite video game? Let's see, there's Metal Gear. Oh, actually, surprisingly, Lost Planet 2.
Lost Planet 2, yes.
Really enjoyed that one. Kind of a futuristic monster hunter.
Yes.
And all that other good stuff. Same question to you, sir.
Okay. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Vagrant Story. I like the storyline, the feeling of it, the idea that you're actually, spoiler alert, the bad guy playing as the good guy. I like the battle system. No, games have kind of got away from that. The last one was Parasite Eve, actually makes a grid around the character.
I love Parasite Eve.
And freezes everything around it, and then you evaluate what you attack and how much a certain weapon it hurts something else. And so it's a lot of it's a strategy game mixed with adventure and puzzles. So.
And see, I enjoyed Parasite Eve over Vagrant Story because there wasn't that action button thing.
Okay.
That Keenan was awesome with. He could get like a 99 hit combo.
It's a chain, so
it's a chain system.
You have to hit it at the specific time, and then
and
it works.
Parasite Eve kind of got away from that, and they just had the dome and attack. But I can understand. But yeah, Vagrant Story. God, you used to spend hours.
Yep. And now I play a lot of Terraria.
Terraria.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of cheats out there for the PC version, and I don't have a PC version, so I'm just...
You need to upgrade to the PS4.
I'm still on PS3.
Because the PS4 version is the same as the PS3 version, but we can play it together.
Then you have your friends.
But then and we can fill the world with lava. Next question. Favorite video game character?
Favorite video game character?
I know there's a lot.
Oh, boys.
Right back, talk.
Oh, okay. I've been doing a lot of watching videos about Link from Legend of Zelda.
Right.
My favorite one of that series was A Link to the Past. I just grew up with it and kind of stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
As far as a favorite character in gaming, that's a tough one because there are a lot out there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably... I don't know. That's definitely a tough one for me.
Okay, well we can come back to it later. Just think on it a little bit while I ask you these other questions. Favorite genre? You can go like FPS, RPG, or you can do fantasy, historical, futuristic. So I know there's so many amalgamations out there nowadays.
True.
So,
I do like sci-fi quite a bit. I do like any kind of fantasy. I love dragons. It is kind of a cliche, but I mean, that is just one of those things that you wish you had in real life so you can fight those things and, you know.
Die a horrible death.
Yes.
Pokey, pokey, pokey.
A lot of dark games. I like those kind of games as well. So, scary games are fun. So, which I'm kind of upset about the PT.
Yeah, that got canceled.
So,
that was going to be awesome.
That would have been fun.
With Del Toro and Kojima.
True.
But it might come back. Kojima's got his own studio now.
That's true as well.
So we'll have to see and wait what he does. Let's see. Well, now I get to ask you some actual, serious questions, considering that you are a long-time gamer.
Okay.
And, been following up to date with all the stuff going on in the gaming world and stuff like that, at least in some minor detail. First of all, a little more background. Keenan was actually the one that introduced me to Metal Gear and to Final Fantasy VII way back in the day. Yes. I think that was back in '98, like a year after it came out and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was...
But yeah. Because once again, he got the cool system and I got the Sega. But anyway.
You had a Nintendo 64.
I had a 64 with all those great games that...
If I may, my favorite time was, it was his birthday, and I actually regifted his video game back to him.
That's right.
and his face was priceless.
What video game was that?
I don't remember. It was like Crisis Copper.
Yeah, it was Time Crisis.
Yes.
That's what it was.
So I was borrowing it, and I decided to wrap that one up instead of his gift, and I gave it to him, and he it looks so sad.
I did.
Okay, serious questions.
Okay, serious questions. Without giving, because I know you have, ideas and concepts for video games,
Yes.
but what, I guess, so I don't want you to give anything away during this interview that you have, because those turtles are stealing your thoughts again.
Yes. Don't want to leave the windows open.
Don't want to leave the windows open because of those damn turtles. But I guess, what would be the major thing you would change in modern video games?
I want to get back to basics. I don't know if you've talked about this at all or anything, but we are trying to start our own company.
Right, well that's why I
So-
didn't want to get too in depth to what you
Yeah.
guys are doing and stuff like that. So,
It is slowly going. We're working on it, and we're just trying to get back to the kind of the games that we grew up with. But with, I think technology has definitely gotten better. It's much easier to program. It's graphics out there are much better too. But it's one of those that they're getting away from. Look at how Warcraft moved away from the whole little strategy game, and now they're on to just World of Warcraft. And we we feel kind of like empty that they just dropped it. So we're just trying to make some games that people just want to get that old school feeling back to them. Nothing over the top, and we're not trying to charge everyone either. That's the other thing, like the pay for play BS.
right. So, kind of like a nostalgia kick,
Yes.
I would say a little bit. And that's okay, because to tell you the truth, a lot of the games that have came out, that I have enjoyed, like, I haven't played Cave Story, but I wanted to.
I haven't heard that.
But like a bunch of the indie games, they're kind of a throwback to the nostalgia game. They're
And-
nice, simple, but yet still beautiful and crisp games that, people can enjoy.
That's, honestly what we're trying to do as well. We're not trying to break the mold here. We're just trying to get games back that we really enjoyed growing up with, that they just haven't really, big studios are focusing on graphics now. If you look at Destiny, for instance.
Right,
it's
yeah.
all about the visuals, and gameplay is kind of, well...
Well, the gameplay good because it came from Bungie that made Halo, but the story was fractured and convoluted.
And then they charge you to have a part 2 to that, and a part 3, and a part 4.
No,
which
that's
have
not
all
even
just been-
part 3, part 4. That's like downloadable content,
Yeah.
one download, and they're actually coming out with the Destiny 2.
Okay.
So everything between that was like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. But
I get it. I do. I just, it's me being stubborn too.
well,
So.
it's okay if you like. Personally, I played The Witcher and I played
Oh, yeah.
Destiny. The Witcher to me was an awesome game, and I had no problem, or I would have had no problem if I didn't get rid of the game to reserve Tom Clancy's The Division that's coming out here shortly. But I would have had no problem to spend $10 to get another 8 to 10 hours of that game. Stop looking at me like that. I told Andy already, and he said it's okay. My wife's giving me the death glare. Hit me with a soft, I'm going to turn to stone. Anyway, but no, because The Witcher was a whole game that had story, had the graphics, had all this good stuff, and I would have gladly paid $10 to continue playing it, to get an add-on to it.
Yeah.
But the problem that you get into is when these companies put out a game and say, okay, here's the first 10% of the game. Here's, the second half or the third half, but you gotta pay $20 to get that. That's where I have an issue with
Yes. I feel it's like you go to a restaurant and you want a hamburger and you want to get some fries that come with the hamburger. And then they say, well, we're going to charge you per fry. So how many fries would you like today, sir? And then if you have to put a second order in, they're going to charge you even more on top of just that initial fry charge. So it just gets to the point that, like, you're paying for the lettuce, you're paying for the tomato and the cheese, and...
Now, see, that's a bet. I've heard that before, that you get buy a hamburger, but then they have you buy the lettuce and the tomato, that which really should come on the hamburger to begin with.
Already, yes.
Yeah, I heard that analogy before. It is actually a good analogy.
It works really well. I honestly believe it. What I would like to see in other gaming industries and everything is them to step away from the graphics so much. I understand the systems are all about the push of graphics, but honestly, the storylines, I think, will outweigh the graphics any day, and that has proven very true on Steam and kind of things like that. So,
but yeah, it's one of those things that, I said it earlier to somebody I was talking to on YouTube, that I think that since the graphics and the mechanics and all this stuff is so excellent now, the narrative should be able to, reflect that or to actually mimic that to where we actually are spending time with the narrative instead of just the graphics.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things that is just, as she put it on YouTube, it's, I always forget the names when I do a shout out to people. You know who you are.
We'll put it in the comments below.
Yeah. But she said that, all FPSs are pretty much narcissists with guns, trying to say it's okay that I'm shooting all these people or killing all these people. And she went ahead and said that it's because it's a safe thing to do. People have been raised, and we grew up with games saying, here are the bad guys, go kill them.
I gotcha.
And I know it's important for this concept to exist, but still they need to put a twist on it to make it fresh.
I did catch your video about the bad guys.
Right,
you were talking about how they're there to help you, and the game kind of makes them the bad guy just because they tell you he's the bad guy, instead of actually building up to a...
Yeah, or actually being able to say as a player, oh, that's a bad guy. And it doesn't give you the choice to say that's a bad guy, that's a good guy, that's my friend, that's a foe. The game tells you that, instead of you going as a player going, okay, that guy's a bad guy.
Yes.
So, but then the problem with putting that in a game is that everybody's a bad guy, and there's nobody left in the world.
That's kind of what, like, Skyrim did, for instance. Like, you got to choose who you wanted to go after, and there was an overlying bad guy, yeah, but, like...
Well, I mean, I guess there's a difference between having, like, factions that are good and bad that you can choose from. I mean, that's all and good, but still, I wanted to go down to, like, the personal, single person saying, I get to decide if this guy's a good guy or bad guy.
I gotcha.
Because factions are easy, because you just build rapping points with them, and then they don't kill you when you walk into their town.
It kind of reminds me of school spirit, like when you always had that rival school.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, they're bad, they're awful, but, like... If you actually just talk to them, you realize that...
Yeah, they're kids like you.
They're just normal people like you.
But no, they're the groundhogs, and we're the patriots. Ah. What are you... next question, since that kind of fizzled out. Any games you're excited for in the new year?
I haven't really been focusing on any new games lately, since I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One or anything fancy like that.
Right.
As far as games go that I've heard of, that would, let's see, the what's the new game that you were just talking about? The
Tom Clancy, The Division.
The Division. So I've heard good things, but again.
Oh, beta drops this Saturday, or actually drops Friday, but I'll be playing it Saturday.
Okay. There you go. Wow.
But have you heard of Mighty Number 9?
No.
The guy that made Mega Man.
Oh yeah.
Went out and got a Kickstarter and actually, is making a Mega Man-ish game. So I know you're a big fan of Mega Man too. So.
That is another huge game that I liked playing. They haven't really strayed from the formula. There's always an ice guy. There's always a fire guy. There's always something that blows up, and it's always at the end the same main bad guy, and he just keeps getting away with it.
All those guys that you defeated before get together and kick your ass in the head.
So, yeah, the number 9. What was it called?
Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. Yeah, I did see the video for that a while ago, and you actually, it's just like Mega Man, but now you pick up different colors that to depict what your weapons are or your power-ups are, and they only last for so long. So like you have like you pick up blue, and it gives you a different ability than pick up red orbs, and so you have to kill certain enemies to keep your power level high and get combos and stuff. So
yeah, I haven't looked that much into it. I just know that it's coming out here shortly. But yeah, I mean that's one of the franchises that they kind of puttered out with, not Mighty Number 9, but Mega Man. Yes. Because they what was it, during the PlayStation 1 they released Mega Man Legends.
Yes.
That which is impossible to find now.
Yes.
I want to find that game because that is one of the best Mega Man games in my opinion.
I liked Part 2 better because they had more upgradable options.
Right.
And they had a Part 3 planned, and they actually...
Well, they had Tron Bomb's Misadventures.
That's what
Those
it was.
were pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anybody out there knows where to find a copy of Mega Man Legends, let me know because I want to play that game again. Even though thinking how it looked back then, it probably doesn't look that pretty now.
It doesn't. It's not about the graphics.
No, but still. But you're absolutely right because Final Fantasy VII is not about the graphics, and I go back and I play that every year.
Yes.
But yeah, Mega Man Legends. For those kids who don't know what that is, go look at videos of it. If there are any videos out there, it is a great and awesome game. But then again, they did like 1, 2, maybe 3 of those, and then Mega Man puttered out and went back to his old routine.
They did, if I remember correctly. I mean, probably gonna get a lot of hate mail if I do misspeak, but I heard they had Part 2 planned, or they made part 2 and then they were trying to make a part 3, or something happened that they actually had it made and then they lost funding or they got pulled at last minute. So it's a fun game, honestly. It's a completely different storyline for a Mega Man fan like me. So they actually tried something new, and it's strayed too far from the formula, I'm guessing, and it just kind of...
Well, I mean, it met with success, just not the overwhelming success that they wanted.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it was kind of like a Mega Man meets Legend of Zelda meet Tomb Raider meet type of game. It was awesome.
Yeah. Real
cool game. But, I guess in closing, do you want to ask me anything, or do you want to say anything in particular?
Not yet. I mean, you're definitely going to keep an eye out for what we're coming up with.
Definitely.
We're going to be starting off with the app games, as my hair's coming out of my hat.
His long, beautiful hair. You should see his hair. It's like Jon Snow hair.
Oh, it's going to be really nice and done up in for May, June, July.
Mm-hmm.
So you might actually get to see it then.
Red fair.
Yes. So we are trying to work on our own kind of apps here and there. We're doing the free downloads. We're not going to do pay for play or any of that BS. We just want people to play it, have fun, give us insight and their feelings about the game, and then we'll actually go off of customer feedback depending on how we actually want to keep the game evolving.
Right.
And then we're not trying to get rich off of this. We're just really honestly just trying to make it a fun game or games.
Right.
And then eventually we're hoping to start up a whole studio that we can actually get into doing Steam games and actually do console stuff. And so we have big plans, but it takes time.
No, it does. It does. Now, do you have a studio name yet?
Oh, yeah.
That people could look at you, not interested in sharing that yet?
Can't do that one yet. That one's, we're still filing paperwork on that one.
Can't do that yet. Still filing paperwork. As soon as they get it, hopefully you'll come back and give me another interview and tell us what you're doing and all that other fun stuff. So in the meantime, not really anything to comment down in the comments about this, but please tell us what you think his game should entail. We'll start with that. For when they do start making them. He says all about the customer feedback, so if you guys want to see a game or have an idea for a game, put it down in the comment, and this man will read it and get back to you using my name, because he's not Jadis Joe. But I am Jadis Joe, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, be sure to like it. If you want to subscribe, press the button. But more importantly, as always, have fun and be safe. Thank you so much, KC, for being here. It's been a blast. No, don't look away. You make eye contact when I shut it off.